and salutation to the man them from Moran Point to Negril. Great to have you with us this afternoon. This is the mailbox, August 7, 2024. And we're looking at maintenance, men and money. I'm Kevin Bailey, and it's so great to have you on this show. The mailbox is brought to you today by Solid PVC Pipes, manufactured in Jamaica by Fosrich Company Limited. Greetings to all management and staff at Fosrich Company Limited. Many people assume that the traditional role of a man within a family is that of primary breadwinner, while a woman's job is to care for the children. However, according to the Digital History website, it wasn't until the 1920s that most families consisted of a wage-earning male, a stay-at-home mom, and children who attended school. In earlier generations, men and women both took active roles in commerce and child rearing. In many cultures, these traditional roles have been evolving. For instance, in India, while many still hold traditional views that men should be the primary earners, there's also a growing acceptance that both men and women should share responsibilities in earning money and taking care of children. How do you feel about these traditional roles? Do you think they still hold relevance today? Well, this is the program designed for men with guests who are men, hosted by men, and it's aired every Wednesday unless it's a holiday at 5:30 p.m. right here on Love 101, the family station. It's the mailbox. By the way, I'm Kevin Bailey, hoping to be joined by my co-host Courtney Morrison, who is having some challenges with connectivity. So, to all our listeners, thanks for making Love 101 your station of choice. We're talking about the topic maintenance, men and money. Maintaining the financial stability of the home is historically a man thing, to take on all those financial responsibilities. Do you think the man should be the one to take on all the financial responsibilities in the home? How can a man maintain respect in his home when he's not working? How does a man cope when his wife is the one taking home the bread? Well, all of these questions and more we're going to be answering, because we're going to be joined with Mr. Jamar Wright. And just want to tell you a little bit about Mr. Jamar Wright, co-founder of Mind Food International. Jamar Wright, along with his wife, Natasha Wright, are the founders of Mind Food International, a leadership coaching and inspirational organization guided by biblical and timeless principles. Mr. Wright holds a bachelor's degree in business administration with a major in banking and finance and a minor in international business. He is passionate about business and how leadership can help people maximize their gifting. Jamar is an author, international leadership practitioner, and motivational speaker. So we have a very experienced, educated, and totally relevant person as we consider this important topic. I want to welcome you, man and man, from Moran Point, Negril. Here you are, Sir Jamar. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Bailey. It's a pleasure to be on Love 101 and to be discussing this delicate topic about men and money and maintenance. It can be a very difficult one, especially in our ever-changing world that we are in. And what used to be the function of the man probably 50 years ago is no longer that, because World War II have changed so much things. When your father would say, be the man and put down your foot in the house. Well, you can't really say that no more, because females are buying the houses, right? You can't say, be the man and take home the bacon anymore, right? Because she owns the factory, and you can't say be the man and be a protector. Well, she can buy a Smith and Wesson. So the
Wow.
entire the entire landscape of that has changed, and I think it changed during World War II, when all of the men, they were fighting war. So the ladies, the female, they were left to take care of the family at home. And so guess what? These ladies went back to school, they become industrious, and now they are very much as educated as the men now. Even in Jamaica, and many of our university are suggesting, because when I was at the university, I was in the faculty of business administration. And the truth was that more female outnumber the male
Mm.
in our faculty, the faculty of business administration. And so when there was graduation time from the school of business administration, the female almost outnumbered the men by almost 3 to 1. I think when I was at Intech at the time, a few faculty where men outnumbered the female was in architectural and in engineer, but for most of those other faculty, it was a female who outnumber the male in that era. So there are more female in Jamaica who have no higher level of education. They are now smart. Some of the glass ceiling are smashed. So the way a man see himself and want to be a man has changed.
Wow. No, thank you so much for that comprehensive evaluation and putting in perspective the context. And while you were
Mhm.
speaking, I remember a quote by Alvin Toffler that says,
Mhm.
"The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who
Yeah.
can't read or write, but those who
Mhm.
can't learn, unlearn, and relearn." And
Mhm.
now you're just the entire landscape is changing. And so I'm so
Yeah.
happy to have you. Want to remind our listeners, man and man, remember, we want to hear from you. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Remember, you can leave your comments via our WhatsApp line, 876-997-3125. You can ask any question of Jamar. That's why he's here. Also, we're on TikTok, Love 101 FM Jamaica. Ladies, you know we love you. Here it is what we want you to comment on. The question: is it the main duty for a man to take on all the financial responsibilities in the home? Ladies, this is your question, you know. Is it the main duty for the man to take on all the financial responsibilities in the home? Ladies, you can participate in the program by leaving us a message via WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube. Remember, no calls, no voice notes from the ladies. Just remind the man them to call and to send the voice note. Right.
Mhm.
So, Jamar, we have a little practice here that we
Mhm.
shout out, say Monday up. So,
Yeah.
for the count of 3, I want you to join me and just say Monday up. All right.
Mandea.
All right. So after 3, right?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2,
Two.
3.
Mandea.
Monday up.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jamar. So, before we
Mhm.
head into the main discussion, it's now time for us to get into the segment that we dub Draft, where we preliminarily open the way to our main segment. We want to ask
Mhm.
Jamar right this question: is it the main duty for a man to take on all the financial responsibilities in the home? Yes or no, yay or nay, and tell us why.
Yeah, that's a very difficult. I want to balance it first. Because the first thing God gave man was work. So the man needs to find his purpose before even married to a female. I remember when I was about to marry, my wife was willing to marry me without while I wasn't working, and I said to her,
Uh,
"No, no, no, I will not marry you until I find a job." Although she was willing to do that, but I said no. But the first thing God gave man before He gave man a woman was work. He said you must work the God. No, the man must find his purpose in life. The man must find his values in life, and the man must have a vision in life. And so when he takes on that female, he's actually becoming the foundation of the family. And so you need some financial stability, because you don't really want to marry someone and you can't take care of them, because the husband becomes the source. That is why the female drops her last name and take on your name. And that is why we have a giveaway father at a wedding. The father is saying, I no longer taking care of my female, now I'm giving over to this man to take care of the female. And so you must have some financial stability, you must have a vision, you must have a dream, you must find your purpose, and you must have some values when you are taking on that female, because you are going to become the foundation of that family. And we all know the most important thing of a building, it's not the walls, it's not the window, it's not the roof, the foundation. Because if you are going to get a mortgage, and I want the men out here to hear this, and for most of you, you have already received your mortgage and you are paying it. If you are going to take a mortgage from a financial institution and you are buying the house on what they call a secondary market, you need to get what they call a valuation idea or whatever. And so one of the things that they inspect is that, if the foundation breach, if there's a crack in the foundation and a fault in the foundation, then that company will not give you a mortgage for that building, because the building is breached. And so when you are going into a marriage as a man, you are the foundation. And if you come with breach, then whatever build on that structure, the family, you are going to collapse. So you must have some level of stability going into that marriage, that family.
Thank you, Jamar. So I have heard some ladies say that since it's the man's responsibility to be the head of the house and he must be the provider, main provider, then his salary, his earnings alone should take care of all the bills, and then my money is just my money, and I can do whatever I want to do with it. I have heard that coming from females. What's your perspective on that, Jamar?
Ah, I mean, female is going to always say that, and it's always the man responsible to finance the family. But there comes a time when the male, let's say in my situation, when I started to work, the company that I was working at, that company went underneath. So I became unemployed again. And so it was my wife who had to jump in to pay for the rent at the time, to take care of us at the time, until I could get up back on my feet again. So there are times when things is going well, when the man will have to take care of everything. But if you are going to go forward as a family, and the female is working, the wife is working, the husband is working, I would agree that it's a collective effort. Whereas if you have a Mount Everest vision, because you can't get to the top of Mount Everest by yourself. And so it must be a collective effort. I'm not saying the female should not have her money, but when we come together as a one, we are more powerful than apart. So together we are powerful, divided we are not.
Thank you, Jamar. Thank you so much. We're going to take our first break. You know, it is said in marriage, you become one, but which
Yeah.
one? And we're going to be talking a little bit more. We take our first break. Kevin Bailey here having the conversation with Jamar Wright. We'll be back in a moment. Hey, man!
Get your inspiration for the day. Sunday morning.
It's time to fill your cup with a blend of hope and inspiration. Join me, Nadine Blair, weekdays, Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Morning Express, your mid-morning sanctuary on Love 101. We'll take you through carefully chosen music to soothe your soul, with thoughtful words to uplift your spirit, programs and features for growth and upliftment. Tune in and be encouraged. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Morning Express with Nadine Blair, right here on your family station, Love 101.
We will take you higher on the Morning Express. On the Morning Express. Oh, yeah.
The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, in collaboration with the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, is pleased to announce that all nominations are now open for the 2024 Public Bodies Corporate Governance Awards, which will be held on December 4, 2024. Let excellence reign and be recognized for your high standards of corporate governance practices across a variety of categories. Submit your nomination by 4 p.m. on Friday, September 6th. Submission is free. Visit mof.gov.jm for more information.
You want $50,000 towards back-to-school expenses? Enter the AIM Financial Back-to-School Promotion. Apply for any unsecured loan between $20,000 and $3.5 million and be one of 10 winners for a chance to win $50,000 towards tuition, books, anything for back to school. Apply now at loansale.aimfinancialja.com. Applications close August 23rd, 2024, with the draw date August 30, 2024. Check our social media at AIM Financial JA for more information. Authorized under Section 58C of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Jamaica, it's here again. Phosphorage Super Summer Sale, July 1 to August 31. Come get your wires, breakers, solar flood lamps, LED bulbs, ceiling fans, and so much more. Call 876-937-5099 or visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Up to 60% off the summer. Get your solar panels starting from $17,600. Come shop, come save at Phosphorage Super Summer Sale, July 1 to August 31. See you there at Phosphorage. Open Sundays.
So you think all toilet paper is the same?
Yeah, basically, tissue is tissue.
You obviously never experienced the domino effect then.
No, what that?
Feel this.
Wow, that is soft.
Not just soft. Domino toilet paper is also super strong and ultra absorbent. Basically, you're getting comfort where you need it most.
So yeah, you want to give me this one, right?
Domino toilet paper. Experience the domino effect and get softness all around you. Available at retail stores near you.
Don't let freshness ditch you when you need it the most. Wash your clothes with Downy Softener to keep dazzling everyone around you from day to night. Try Downy Softener now.
I am a man, yes.
Welcome back. This is the mailbox here every Wednesday. On Wednesdays, 5:30, and we have our very special guest, Jamar Wright, with us. Jamar Wright is co-founder of Mind Food International. Jamar, we want to get a little bit more information about you, like where were you born? What was it like for you growing up? Did you born with gold spoon in your mouth? Talk to us a little bit about your early childhood.
Well, far from Ghostwood, my mouth. I was born in a place called Bagwalk Magazine Lane. For those who don't, Bagwalk, it's between Linstead and between Church Road and Kent Village. That's where Bagwalk is. Right after you pass Flatbridge, over past Kent Village, and then you're into Bagwalk. So I was born in a little lane called Magazine Lane. 11 of us living in a massive board house. That board house was divided up into 3. It was so deplorable. They used to call it the chicken coop of the lane because it was so deplorable. My grandmother built that house 30 years before I was born. It was made out of what they call bagasse board. So it's bagasse board. I know those fancy things that we have that the developer put in our house, those fancy little kitchen, those little fancy little things that you find in your now bathroom. And so those was that built my house. And so it was very, very deplorable. My house top was brown. It was actually zinc, but those zinc was brown. And so we had blocks on top of those zinc to keep it down. We were on food stamp. So 11 of us living in that house. 1 room for my mother, 1 room for my grandparents, and the rest of the house was for us, my brother and our cousin. And so we have outside toilets, we have outside kitchen, and we have an outside bathroom that we use a tarpaulin just to wrap around 4 pegs, and we push the hose on top of the tarpaulin just so that we can bathe. Now I used to attend school over 2 times per week. That's when I was in grade 6. I used to attend school 2 times per week. So much so that I got the nickname Rosie Bad Breeder, Rosie Legabee's son. So I was always on the road. And so in the year 2000,
Why did you only go 2 days per week?
so I'm going to tell you. So
Yeah.
when the year 2000, when I was in grade 6, I was about to do GSAT. Now they have abolished GSAT, so it's now PEP. So I was about to do GSAT, and so the principal said, you know what, I want to speak to your parents. And so that day when I went home, I said to my mother, you know what, the principal wants to speak with you. And so I said to her, Mommy, why is it that you can't send me to school every day like everyone else? And so she did not answer. What she did was, so when she went into her bag and she took out her payslip and showed me. And in the year 2000, my mother was earning less than 2,000 Jamaican dollars. That was the year 2000. So when my mother used to get paid every single Thursday at Tolo Estate. So when she get paid on Thursday, she could send us to school on Friday. She could cook Saturday. She could cook Sunday. And she barely had enough money to send us to school on Monday. So during Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we were at the ball field playing. And so they gave us the name Rosie Lego Beast, Rosie Badly, so that we should place you into a barrel and roll you away. And you know, when the food stamp program finished, we went on parts. And I think back in those days, when we were on parts, the parts used to pay every 3 months. I'm not sure, every 3 months. Yeah, so the parts used to pay. So I did GSAT, went to St. Mary's College. During those time when I was going to St. Mary's College, I so ended up I received a part-time job with one of my uncles. Used to boil, I think they call Roots. And so I used to come from school as early as possible. And so I used to do any odd job in his factory. I used to wash the pots. I used to sweep the floor. I used to clean the floor. Whatever little odd job that he could find. And so he used to give me $1,000 per week. So that could have helped me to, go to school. So when I was in fifth form, I did CXC. I passed 7 CXC. Went to St. Jago sixth form, yeah, and then from St. Jago sixth form, I went to UTech. Finished UTech in 2013. Got married. No, finished UTech in 2010. Yeah, so I went to UTech in 2006 and left 2004 with a degree in marketing and something else. Got married in 2013. Struggled to find a job, and then when I finally found a job, that company closed down. Struggled to find another job with a newborn baby. When I found another job, I worked at that job for about 4 months, and then one day the owner called me and he said, you know what, your passion is not here. I'm not firing you. I'm just telling you that you should go and chase your passion. And when I get home, my wife said, you know what, I think you should work on this thing that we were doing called Mind Food. And so we spent our time while my wife was working, building this thing that we call Mind Food until 2020, when my wife was made redundant. She came full-time in that business. And so we were able to grow that company. We had, at our peak, we had about 100 employees. So
wow. We need to talk a little bit more about that. Already we're having some comments online, and I guess after we take our second break, we will look at some of those comments. I want you before, yes, this is Donna says, yes, it is the man's duty. Donna says, yes, it is the man's duty. Donna Vassell says. Audrey says, not as long as the lady is working, she can do something too, because sometimes the ladies work more money than the man. Sometimes the ladies are working more money than the man. And we need, before we go on this break, what happens to a man when the lady is working more money than him? And
I mean, when I met my wife before her job my wife was always earning more money than me. But here's the thing: a man cannot become insecure because of that. What you need as a man, you need to find your identity, you need to find your purpose, you need to find your value in that. And as long as you are a man who know who you are in God, who has a purpose and a vision for your family and a solid value system, I don't think a female earning more than you will affect you, because what you want is for you to become one. You want the purpose of the family, the values of the family, and the vision of the family. Where are we going together as a family after this? I'm not talking about buying a house and a car, because that is not a vision. That is what you call personal ambition. Because if my wife and I buy a house, that is not going to affect the populace. No, that is not that is what you call personal ambition. Do you need personal ambition? Yes. But as a family, you need a vision, and a vision is a mental picture of taking humanity forward. What does your marriage will be doing for humanity? And so when we come together as a married couple and we become one, what are the greater impact that we need to leave on this earth? And so yes, the finance is very, very important to that. But we have to work together as one. And so as long as a man have his identity correct with God, his purpose, his vision, then there's nothing wrong with the female earning more than them. I was never insecure. I even talk about that with my wife.
No, Jamar, I know some men listening, and said, I don't know, I am still having some serious challenges. I am a Christian, I know God, and yet the significance that the church has placed on the man being the breadwinner, and you're worse than an infidel if you cannot take care of your family. And no matter how hard I try, my wife, because of her qualification, expertise, etc., she's earning more than me. And then the culture again, I just feel less than. Can I really make the transition to feeling secure? I don't think you're gonna be able to finish it before our second break, but I want you to consider, what would you say? What are some of the steps to get a man to find his purpose? Break it down for some men, because you hear this big word, and just to help us as men listening, how can a man find his purpose so that even if the woman is earning more than him, he is not insecure? He feels very secure and focused and knows that he is still fulfilling his purpose. We're up on our second break. This is Kevin Bailey. We're having this amazing conversation with Jamar. Right. So we take a break and go to the studio. We'll be back in a moment.
Hey man, I am a man.
The report is out.
What report?
The Constitutional Reform Committee's report of recommendations.
Recommendations on what?
On how we move from a monarchy to a republic, of course.
So what's in it?
The creation of the office of president and changes to our parliament. Yes, man. It also includes a new qualification for membership in parliament. I know you want to see that one.
Read the full report at roadtorepublic.mlca.gov.jm.
We are on the road to republic.
Febreze. Imagine getting home after a long day and it smells so amazing that it makes you smile. Try Febreze Plugs, an air freshener that delivers continuous scent for up to 50 days when you plug it in low mode. Indulge in wonderful scents for weeks with Febreze. La, 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 la.
Need to pass your CSEC CAPE exams to get that dream job or to qualify for university? Then Distinction College is the school for you. We have locations in Kingston, Spanish Town, St. Elizabeth, and Ocho Rios. Start day, evening, and Saturday classes this coming term and sit CSEC CAPE exams for January's resit or May, June. Maths, law, science, English. We have the lowest school fees. Register before the end of the month and win an entire term free. Call us at 354-8560.
I am a man, yes.
Welcome back to the mailbox. This aired every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. on your favorite station, Love 101 FM. We're having conversation with Mr. Jamar Wright, co-founder of Mind Food International. So Jamar, help the man them listening, boys to men. What would you say? How does a man find his purpose and work towards feeling secure enough, not troubled if his wife earns more, or if his fiancé or his girlfriend earns more than him? What are some of the steps he could take to find purpose?
Okay, so that's a two-part answer. And the first one, to being secure with yourself, it's a thing called identity. Who am I? Who am I outside of money? Who am I outside of things? Who am I outside of owning whatever that you own? And so you can't get your identity from things. You can't get your identity from money. If you say, oh, I'm the man because I'm earning more. No. Guess what? Because season will change. The moment probably you are earning more now, probably tomorrow you are earning less than your wife, and vice versa. So that will change. And so if you put your identity on things are going to change. And when those things change, you are going to become either prideful or you are going to be insecure. Just as if you measure up yourself with people, you're measuring up yourself with your neighbor. What if you saw your neighbor buy a Mercedes Benz and you are driving a Tida? Do you feel less than that person? And so you as a man, you must know who you are outside of these things. You must know who you are inside of God. Now, so you must know your identity. Who am I, that you do not feel insecure because of all these changeable things? Now, the second part of the question is purpose. Why am I placed on earth? There are some questions that you can ask God, and you can ask yourself, and sometimes God do put those things inside of you. First thing is that, what am I passionate about? Now, 90% of the time, your passion leads to your purpose. And I can tell you right now that every single man, real man, you love to build something. I always wonder why my wife is, my father is always building a house. He's always doing an addition on his house. And I get to realize that it is every man's duty to build something. So what am I passionate about? Probably you are passionate about music. Probably you can write music. Probably you're passionate about speaking. Probably you're passionate about business. So what are you passionate about? The second thing is that what gift does God place inside of you? What can you do well without even going to school for it? You are naturally gifted at it. And guess what? Your passion also tied with your gift, because when you are gifted with something, you are normally good at it. Now, the third one is that, what would you do if you know you could not fail? What would you do if you know you could not fail? That's another thing that you can ask yourself to discover your purpose. And the final one, what do you do if money was not the issue? What would you see yourself doing if money was not the issue? There are more things, but guess what? You have to go to God and you have to pray about that. So the first one is that, who am I? The third one is why am I here? Your purpose. That's the second one. And the third one is, where am I going? That has to do with destiny and vision. And so you need a vision for your family. So when you get the money, you say, baby, we have the income. When I wasn't working, my aim was to build this company named Mind Food. And guess what? When you get a wife, your wife is a helpmate, right? And guess what? When a female comes into your life, they want to help you build something. And guess what? If you have no vision, if you are going nowhere, man, listen to me. Your wife cannot help you with nothing. Let me say that, read my lips. Your wife cannot help you with nothing. And so you need a vision where your wife can stand behind, where your wife can support and say, baby, this is what the family is going. This is what we need to build for our grandkids. This is what we do. And so when I wasn't working, I used to tell my wife, this is where Mind Food is going. We want to do corporate training. We want to be on radio. And guess what? She bought into that vision, and it eventually took us somewhere, and we are still going there. So you need to know your identity. You need to know your purpose. You need to know your vision, where am I going? And the last one that is so fundamental, you need to have your core values. What are my core values in life? And so when you are married, you and your wife have the same core values, because guess what? Oh, two cannot walk together unless they agree. And the major reason why marriage usually fall apart is because of this one: core values. I'm not talking about my wife doesn't eat egg and I eat egg. No, I'm talking about core values. Do you value honesty? Do you value trust? Do you value bathing? All of those core things. That if they fall apart, you are going to fall apart. Because if your core value are not intact, then you are going to feel pain. And guess what? When you come together, you and your wife, you are going to have different philosophy about money. How do you spend money? How do you save money? And guess what? You and your wife needs to get the same money philosophy together. If not, one is going to build and one is going to destroy. But guess what? As a man, you cannot become insecure because your wife is earning more than you. What you need is a vision. You need some personal ambition. Yes, baby, we are going to buy some real estate, but you need something that is bigger than you for your family. We are going to build something that will move humanity forward, because that is one of the essence of marriage, to foster family and to build humanity. And so as a man, please get your identity right. That if your wife comes into the picture and your wife is earning more than you, that is not a weapon against you. And if you are earning more, it is not a weapon against your wife to get power. Because what both of you need to do is to empower each other with the finance. And so we are going to become one, and that means our finance is going to become one as well, and so that we can move forward. But if you weaponize the finance, it's going to destroy. And men, remember that you are the foundation of the family. You are there to provide, protect. And guess what too? Sometimes season change. It changed on me as well when I wasn't working and my wife had to come in and take up her weight. But guess what? While she was doing that, I was building something for my wife, for my family, for humanity. And so find your true identity outside of things. Find your purpose. You're going to pray and ask God. Get a vision for your family. When we are doing corporate training, one of the things companies talk about is vision. Where are we going? People buy into vision. Where there are no vision, the people perish. Where there are no vision, the people perish. And if you have no vision, your family is perishing. And the last one, you need to have a core value for your family so that you and your wife are on the same wavelength.
Thank you, Jamar. So many nuggets that you have spoken about. Now, it appears to me that you may have been influenced by other persons. Is it important for a man to either have a mentor or someone to learn from? Has anyone influenced you? Because the way you spoke and the way you articulated your position, it appears that it has come from somewhere. Share a little bit about that. Any significant person influenced you?
Yeah. There are a lot of people who mentor, and that is the thing with many. You need mentor. The most painful way to learn anything is through your own experience. The easiest way to learn anything is through others' experience. If they go over there and they touch the fence and they say that fence burned them, do not touch it. Then you need to learn from them. So I learned from my aunt, I learned from my uncle, I learned from Dr. Miles Monroe, my spiritual parents. There are a number of people that I learned from: Dave Ramsey, TD Jakes, John C. Maxwell, business person in Jamaica who have connection to. And so there's a plethora of people that I take some part from. There are people who I take marriage advice from, people who I take business advice from, people who I take law advice from, and have doctors. And so this plethora of people, because you don't want your life to be one-dimensional. You want a number of people. You want people in the business world. If you're in business, you need a business mentor. You need somebody who can mentor you in marriage. You need somebody, your spiritual parents from church, who can teach you the Bible. And some men need a all different lot of mentor. Probably a pastor is not a good business person, so you need somebody who from that business world. And you also need to read books. Men, you need to learn. You need to read good books. Over the past 10 years, I probably have read close to 1,000 books. You need to read books, because here's the thing. There are two things the Bible said that we perish from. It's a where there is no vision, people perish. But here's another thing that the Bible said we perish from. It said lack of knowledge. Because you lack knowledge, you will perish. You hear what the Bible says? It said, because my people lack knowledge, you will perish. And guess what? You are most likely to be defeated in the area that you are least knowledgeable about. Because when you are knowledgeable about something, you usually make better decision.
Wow. Mentoring, getting the knowledge, reading, and that is so important to encourage our men to read and to learn. And the fact that we learn so much by other persons' mistakes. Now, how do you view money? Because men are conflicted at times, Jamar. You know, we're told the scripture, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
And then we are told, be the provider, which requires money. And, you know, if you don't provide, you're worse than an infidel. Some men are conflicted. They don't know where to go as far as the view on money. Share a little bit about your perspective.
Okay. So my perspective on money is this. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. So that the love of it is so dangerous that it is so powerful. The love of it is so powerful that it is the root of all evil. The Bible never says Satan is the root of all evil. He said the love of money is the root of all evil. No, but Jesus makes a statement. It is so powerful. Jesus said, and there are really two God on earth. It's either you are serving God or you are serving money. Jesus said, either you are worshiping God or you are worshiping money. Now, most people wake up in the morning. They do not wake up because of God. They wake up because of money. And money is the most powerful thing in the natural realm. Let me say that. Money is the most powerful thing in the natural realm, because you can gain power through money. No, here's what you need. You need money. Money is a tool. Let me say that. Money is a tool. You need that, because the Bible says money answereth all things. No, if it is a thing, money can answer it, because money buy your car, money buy your gas, money buy your food. So that is a thing, but money cannot solve love problem, because love is not a thing. Your health is not a thing. You can go to the best hospital, but those love is not a thing. Your health is not a thing. So money really can't solve that. Money can get into the best hospital. No, you need money for your family, and you need money to build. You need money to also take care of the poor. And so you must have a balance. Don't love money, but you want to have it. Money is not a God, so don't worship it. Also know that money is also a season. Money will come in pouring in at one season, and then it trickle out a next season. So do not worship this thing. Do not get caught up in this thing, but you need it. You need some of it so you can build, so you can defend yourself. Money is a defender, just like wisdom. And so the Bible says you must seek the right hand, both the right and the left hand of wisdom. It's in one hand. In the right hand of wisdom is long life, and in the left hand of wisdom it is riches. And the Bible says embrace it. That means to get a hook from wisdom, you need both hands of wisdom. And so the correct philosophy of money is that do not love money, but you need to have money so that you can take care of your family, you can take care of others, and you can advance the kingdom of God. But do not make money become your God. Listen to me. Do not money become your God, because money is a worthless God.
Jamar, well said, well said. We're up on our final break. I think it's Lisa King says, wow, amen. This is the mailbox. We're gonna take our final break. We'll be back in a moment. Yeah, we'll be right back. Faith says, good evening, gentlemen. Another great program. Blessings.
Yes, strong man. Integrity.
Jamaica, it's here again. Fosridge, a super summer sale. July 1 to August 31. Come get your wires, breakers, solar flood lamps, LED bulbs, ceiling fans, and so much more. Call 876-937-5099 or visit us in Kingston, Mandeville, Draxall, and Montego Bay. Up to 60% off the summer. Get your solar panels starting from $17,600. Come shop, come save at Fosridge Super Summer Sale. July 1 to August 31. See you there at Fosridge, open Sundays.
Me, busy as usual, so I don't have no time for whole heap of paperwork. That's why I downloaded and signed up for my One JN Passport app. It's a whole new level of convenience and access to services within the JN Financial Group. Just a few taps on my smartphone and box. I can update my personal information, open a JN Bank savings account, and even apply for an unsecured loan. Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The One JN Passport app. JN will help you find a way.
Here's why you can't afford to miss the Morning Watch.
I love listening to the Morning Watch because topics are discussed and issues are highlighted that are of major importance, which in turn edify me.
The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
I like listening to the Morning Watch. I find it very informative. I find it very interesting. The topics that are covered are very, very wide.
The Morning Watch, thought-provoking, insightful, current. Listen for the probing questions with attorney at law Stokely Marshall and the in-depth discussion with Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint. The Morning Watch, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. The Morning Watch is on the family station Love 101.
Welcome back. This is the mailbox here every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. on your favorite radio station, Love 101 FM. We're having a really great conversation with Jamar. Right. Faith says, good evening, gentlemen. Another great program. Blessings and blessings. The mailbox is brought to you today by Solid PVC Pipes, manufactured in Jamaica by Fosridge Company Limited. So, Do you think the church has enforced the ideology that men who are not currently employed are less than that?
There are several factors that can lead to a man not working. Is the question we probably should ask, does that man want to work? Or is he just unemployed seeking a job? But while he's seeking a job, he probably can start a business. But if the man was working before and he find himself out of a job, if he's out of a job for long, I know that that male can become depressed, because a real man, most men, they want to find something constructive that their hands can be doing, that their minds can be doing, because men was designed in such a way to build something, and every single man, they love to build something. They love to look at a project that they have finished, and that is why men are so drawn to sports, because sports give them that competitive edge. Sports give them something that they can look at. Sports give them something that they can keep score of. And so when a man is not working for too long, he becomes depressed, he becomes frustrated, because he wants something to build. And so if a man finds himself without a job, guess what? You are not less than, you are just in a season. Guess what? All of us, we are going to fall into a season where things are not going our way. And when you find yourself in that season, and let me tell you, I just want to throw this out here, not just for men, but for women. When you find yourself in a difficult season, because all of us, we are going to find ourselves in a difficult season. Because the thing is, life does not spare the rod for no one. Write that down. Life does not spare the rod for no one. And if you find yourself in a difficult season, sometimes the best thing you can do in a difficult season is to survive it. And sometimes survival is success. Somebody needs to hear that. Sometimes survival is success. If you were trapped on Mount Everest and an avalanche is coming and nobody can save you, what you need to do is to survive the avalanche. Because if you can survive the avalanche, you will live again to thrive. But if the avalanche take you out, you cannot succeed. So there are seasons in your life where survival is success. So you need to give yourself a pat on the shoulder for surviving the season. And all of us, we need to survive those rough seasons. But in those seasons that you are not working as a man, go on University of YouTube, learn, read, develop yourself in those downtime. And probably some of you have business inside of you. Start that business. You don't necessarily have to wait on someone to give you a job. It's easier said than done, but start a business. And guess what? Sometime, and that is why we can't grade something based on the experience in the moment. It's only when we look back on it, because something can happen to you and you think is the best thing that have ever happened to you in your entire life. And a couple of years down the road, you said, oh my God, what I think was the best thing that happened to me was the worst thing that have ever happened to me. And sometimes when you see something happen to you and you say, it's the worst thing that have ever happened to me, 2 years or years down the road, you say, God, thank you for allowing that to happen for me, because that was the best thing that has ever happened to me. And guess what? It is during crisis that the best thing in your life, your creativity. They said during World War II, there were more invention in that period than any other period in humanity. Why? Because World War III, World War II creates such a crisis that people have to invent. And so there were so much things that came out of World War II because it was a crisis. And probably you're right now, you are going through a crisis right now, but I want you to survive that crisis. But here's what happened. During a crisis, we become innovative. And I want you to become innovative. I want you to be as agile. In a world that is filled with Goliaths, I want you to be as agile as a David.
Oh, Jamar, thank you so much, brothers. You're listening, and so many nuggets here being shared. One of our listeners, quoting, you mentioned Ecclesiastes 10, verse 19. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things.
Yes, yes.
Bread is made for laughter, and wine gladdens life, and money answers everything. Another translation. Yeah. A party gives laughter, wine gives happiness, and money gives everything. So how do we balance now? You're earning money, you're increasing, and you're getting better at it. You can take care of your family and even more than you can spend. How do you prevent pridefulness and arrogance? Is there a place for humility? How do you work on that, Jamar?
The thing that you can't get attached to these things. You can't, because the thing is that when our company grew to 100 staff, I could not get my identity from that, because I would become arrogant. I would be prideful. And so what my wife and I always keep in mind is that life change. There's a saying that says, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. It happens for a good time as well. And so in your good time, just always remember, this too shall pass. In your bad time, remember, this too shall pass. So in your good time, what you need to do is become as generous as possible. There's a saying that says, give above your means. You need to invest some of it, and you need to take care of some of it, because guess what? The rough time are going to come. So you cannot become prideful and gain your identity from this. I'm the man because I earned something. I'm the man because you live in a gated community. I'm the man because I drive certain vehicles. Guess what? Hello, read my lips. The bad time will come. And guess what? If you place your identity on that, you are going to lose who you are. And guess what? When you gain your identity from things, is either two things. You are going to become arrogant and prideful. And when those things remove from you, you are going to become insecure. I will never remember one day, it was during the recession, and I saw a repo man came. It was next door when I was in Caribbean Estate. And guess what? The repo man took away the neighbor's BMW. And a sign came out in his underwear while the repo man was taking it away. And that always left a mark in my mind. I was wondering, what if he had put his identity in that BMW that time? Would have lost everything. And so do not get your identity from these things. And so the wealthier you become with money is that the humbler you should be and become more generous. God is not against us for having things. Listen to me, God is not against us for having things. God is against us when things have us. Listen, God is not against us having things. God is against us when things has us. Because guess what? The things has become your God.
Wow.
And he's a very jealous God. Yeah. Even though God does not love jealousy, but he's a jealous God. And he said, have no other God.
Jamar, I tell you, it's almost time, to wrap up. Tell us a little bit about your company and how can people reach you?
Well, my company, Mindfood International, we focus on, and we are a leadership organization, but we focus on four things only. So we do leadership training, we do HR consultation, we do recruiting, and we do outsourcing. So let me list the four again. We do leadership training for several companies across Jamaica, in the Caribbean, and in the North America, Canada and America. We do HR consultation, we do recruiting for company, and we do outsourcing. So that is what. So our tagline is developing leaders, transforming nation. You can follow us on Mindfood on Instagram. That is Mindfood_01. And then you can follow us at Jamar Wright, or you can follow me. You can follow my wife. That is Natasha Wright on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook. That is NATASSIA. WRIGHT, and Mindfood and IG and Instagram, LinkedIn and Threads, everywhere. We are everywhere on the social media platform. So go there and follow us, and we will feed you with morning charge every morning to kickstart your morning.
Wow, thank you, Jamar. A few seconds. Encourage the men who are listening, who feel discouraged, disappointed, disillusioned about their finances, their emotional state. What would you say to them? They wonder if they can make it, or should they give up?
All of us. Because right now, my wife and I, we are going through a rough patch in our business. We took a massive hit in our business. But let me tell you something. It's okay to feel discouraged. Listen, it's okay to feel discouraged. And guess what? Life is going to knock you down. Life is going to knock you down. You guarantee almost one solid blow that will knock you down in life. Life is going to knock you down because it's spare your rod for no one. But here's the thing. Knock down is not knockout. Knock down is not knockout. And so take your time, rush yourself, get back up and get in the ring for another round of fight. Life is going to get to us. But guess what? With God, sometimes you need to encourage yourself. Sometimes you need the encouragement of others. And sometimes when you are going through that thing, you need to talk to someone who has gone through that thing. And sometimes in the deepest of night, God will rescue you. But never, ever give up. No matter how dark the day is, live on. No matter how sad the day is, laugh on. No matter how tough it get up again. Be resilient, be sturdy, get some help. Ask somebody to help you get up and move forward. And one last thing.
Jamar, we're out of time, Jamar.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Want to thank
you.
Jamar Wright, co-founder of Mindfood International. Really appreciate you being with us. Dr. Nadine Blair, Operations Programs Manager. Jermaine Johnson, producer. Timoy Butler, for technical support. We end the show with this quote: "A rich man without God is just a poor man with money." Anonymous. This was the program designed for men with guests for men. The mailbox was brought to you today by Solid PVC Pipes, manufactured in Jamaica by Fosrich Company Limited. So catch you next week, Wednesday, August 14, 2024. Same place, same time. We say Monday.
Yes, strong man.